Hello everyone, I'm back. This is Nicole. I'm with another video. It's about Nkosinathi Nkomo. He was a young student who was found dead. I believe there is foul play involved. He was a third-year engineering student who developed a water purification system that would have been affordable. He was from South Africa, and his work would have been very affordable for the people living in South Africa at different iterations of the device. Also, there is a person who stole his invention, and I believe he had it patented or trademarked or copywritten the protocols for development as well. I think it was called Aqua Renew, and this video is going to go into more detail about how the system works that he was developing, because he was on television prior to his demise, and I'll come back with commentary after the video.
A third-year UCT civil engineering student has developed a grey water system to solve the Cape Town water crisis. Nkosinathi Nkomo came up with the idea after he was unable to register this year due to lack of funds. To raise funds, he decided to apply some of the knowledge that he acquired to come up with a solution to the crisis. His company, Aqua Renew, reduces the amount of water people use at home and at work. He now joins us live from our Cape Town studio. Good evening, Nkosinathi, and thanks very much for coming through. Perhaps take us through how this device works and what it does exactly.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. So essentially what happens is it basically just takes water from your bathroom, used water from your bathroom, so from your showers, your, your basins, washing basins, your bathtub, that used water, and essentially what it does is it filters the water, and then it basically uses that for irrigation to basically just help with reducing the amount of water that households use, or other place of business like your B&Bs and everything. So yeah.
So essentially water that would have been used gets to irrigate, to be used for irrigation as well. Now, is it affordable though?
Yes, the main challenge up to this point with grey water systems is that they've been very expensive to manufacture and maintain. So the main challenge that we had was coming up with an affordable solution, and it is quite affordable. We tried to find the most affordable way, and such that the savings that you get basically from using the system, you will recover after a certain amount of time. So the system basically pays for itself, the installation and the delivery. So we basically tried to find the most affordable way to build the system.
But at what I think the price I saw was $3,999. That's beyond the reach of many people.
Yes. So what we did was we extended our product range. So we have a unit which is 2.99, which is basically for small gardens, small diversions, and then we have one which is a bigger system for higher income groups, and then basically the system that's 3,000 rand was supposed to be the most affordable solution that we could offer. If you look at maybe competing devices and stuff, you'd find that a device that perform the same as our device would probably be about 5,000 rands. So we genuinely tried our best to minimize costs with just using efficient design.
But how different is it though from anything that exists at the moment?
Exactly. So essentially our purpose was coming up with something affordable. So at the moment there are people who provide grey water irrigation systems and stuff, but the reason why it hasn't become a standard installation or a standard feature in most houses because it isn't affordable. So essentially our goal was to basically remove that divide and basically make these systems much more affordable. And we're actually in the process of working with and developing more systems that actually work with flushing and use rainwater and everything to flush water, to flush your toilets and everything. So we generally have a wide wide range of solutions, some of which have been done, some of which haven't been done, and it's a very exciting process.
Now, you came up with this idea because you couldn't register this year due to a lack of funds. Are you back at school now, or do you intend to go back and finish your degree?
Yes, I actually do intend to go back. So in the process of us basically doing our marketing, we're fortunate enough to come into contact with Mary Hilton, a lady at the UCT engineering faculty, who basically gave me the offer to basically take care of the rest of my degree. So I do intend to finish, and yeah, I have the funding and everything sorted. So it's really a blessing.
Thanks very much, Nkosinathi. Best of luck to you. Positive story there. Nkosinathi Nkomo of Aquarenu. Stay with Newsnight.
Okay, so that's the end of the video, and he's a very intellectual person, as you can tell. He's an engineer, and he was an engineer, excuse me, and he had a lot of promise. It's so sad to find out this about him, because there's so many things that he could have done as an engineer, as a student, and as a contributing scientist to the community that he lives in. So in Nkosinathi Nkomo, I'm doing this video on behalf of him for his legacy that he left behind, the knowledge and information that he left behind. That's why I've labeled this Melanoid history number 4, because if he lived longer, we would have perhaps seen more Nkosinathis like him grow up to aspire to great things, even bigger and better things, perhaps. I send my condolences to his family and friends, and I also send warm words of congratulations to them, for his parents, for raising such an intellectual child who had this innovative concept that would have helped so many people. Unfortunately, there has been concerns and speculations about another person who is white stealing the ideas of Nkosinathi Nkomo, and I'll get into that in a minute. So the beginning of this article talks about questions and concerns stemming from the recent death of Nkosinathi, an African inventor whose water-saving device gained national attention just months before his mysterious death, which I will say again, I think there was foul play involved. University of Cape Town student Nkosinathi Nkomo died late last year after authorities say he fell from the balcony of a multi-story apartment building. Like Tariq Nasheed said, when black people invent something or do something good for the community, we always, well, not always, but for some reason we tend to become accident prone. We can't drive, we can't cross the street, we don't know how to go, climbing. We don't know how to do anything right. There's always an accident that causes our death. It causes our demise. So this is questionable. This death is questionable. At just 24 years old, he was very young, and Nkomo had created his own water purification system called Aqua Renew, a device aimed at relieving South Africa's drought crisis, the South African reported. His invention began gaining attention in October, helping him to cover his university fees and continue progress on his civil engineering degree. Just 2 months later, however, Nkomo was mysteriously dead, with police offering little details into what happened. Family and friends remembered him as an extremely smart, determined young man with a dry sense of humor. Fast forward to February 2018, and critics are accusing a white developer of stealing the young man's idea and taking credit for it, which is not surprising. I think Paul Mooney, the comedian, once said that the only invention white people have is the Copyright Office, because they never invented anything. They would have no need to invent anything. Black people were slaves, and so we were the ones developing new technologies to make our jobs easier. White people already had an easy job. They owned us, right? So this is not surprising to me. It happens a lot, more often than you think. The allegations of this man in the picture, Retief Krieg, stealing the invention were sparked over the weekend after local politician Helen Zille tweeted a post promoting industrial designer Retief Krieg's water invention called Waterloo. So the invention that Nkomo had developed was called Aqua Renew, because you're renewing used water. And this thief, Retief Krieg's water invention, he's calling it Waterloo. Alleged thief, I'll say that. He's using the same words, the gray water bank system. This is him, I guess, doing a presentation about it. And she's, congratulating him, whatever. Many critics were quick to point out how much the device resembled Nkomo's, and from there the conspiracy theories flew. And this is a person who tweeted, "Justice for Nkosinathi Nkomo. He invented this and then he, quote, fell off a 50-story building," end quote. Nkosinathi won't allow it to rain there till there's justice. And there's a hashtag, Justice for Nkosinathi Nkomo, twitter.com. And that's an ad. Yeah, this other person puts, Nkosinathi Nkomo comes up with an affordable gray water system that reuses bath water to flush the toilet, then dies unexpectedly. 3 months later, Retief Krieg comes up with the same solution. That's real suspect. And this other person put, they killed Nkosinathi Nkomo and whitewashed his genius. Wow. I have to agree with that. And if you look at the designs, it's almost exactly the same. This is the idea of Nkosinathi Nkomo. A few weeks from now, you will all be exposed. So his, and you saw the pictures on the actual news footage, which cannot be altered. It is recorded. While he was speaking, you saw them to the right of him. The designs and drawings and the protocol on how to use the actual device. They have the device, I'm sure, trademarked and copywritten. The name as well of the device, Aqua Renew. And people are saying coincidence. I think not. So all these are, I think this is Torian. So Torian Rain, his Twitter name is dconnor89. I recognize the name. He said, "What happened to Nkosinathi Nkomo is proof that we can create anything. But if you don't let white people in, they will eliminate you and claim your glory. Mysteriously falls from the 50th floor, my black ass." Exactly. That is crazy. But I mean, this is what happens. The question of the year, I agree. What happened to Nkosinathi Nkomo? Don't get tired of asking that questions until we get answers. His father ruled out the possibility of suicide in his son's death. He said he didn't owe anyone anything. He has no debts or a bond that he was struggling to pay. Moses Ndamande told Sowetan Live in December, "The truth will come out one day as to what really happened on that fateful day." Investigators said no foul play was suspected. I don't believe them. Okay, I'm not going to read anything else. Yeah, that I don't need to hear anything else she has to say. And then this person at the bottom, there's only one comment at the bottom. This came out a couple of days ago. They said, "White people do this all the time. Just imagine how many inventions they stole from slaves." We don't have to imagine. We can see it. Go to the Copyright Office and you'll see it. So this ends this video. Please leave your comments in the description box. It's just sad that this had to happen to such a great scientist, a great individual who had a lot of promise. And I hope that this was an informative video, and I hope that we stay on top of this investigation to make sure that there is justice for Nkosinathi Nkomo. Thank you. You guys enjoy your day.